Today on Riffs, Beards, and Gear, we check out the Invader Mark II amplifier from ENGL. In the world of amplifiers, you have several different kinds of amplifiers. You have full-featured lunchbox amps, you have full-size single-channel amplifiers for gazillions of dollars, and then you have amplifiers that are at the top of the tone mountain as far as features and sound quality, and the ENGL Invader 2 is one of those amplifiers. This is one of the finest amplifiers I have ever plugged into. So traditionally speaking, I have not been really much of an ENGL guy myself, just a personal preference. I found the amps from maybe 10 years ago to be a little over compressed sounding, and they definitely have an ENGL signature voicing, and it's a cool voicing, but for me and my personal taste, they were always a little too compressed for me. The Invader 2 is not that. It's open, it gets squishy when you want it to, it takes pedals really well on all 4 of the channels that it has available, and it's just a very refined sounding amp, and it also it feels like $1 million. It doesn't cost $1 million, but it feels and sounds like $1 million. Now, this amplifier I have right here is a very limited edition, 1 of 30, limited edition white that is signed by the founder of ENGL himself on the back, and this also has the sound module with a bunch of dip switches. We're not going to talk about any of that stuff today. I want to focus on the core tone of the Invader 2. Now, this particular amplifier is $3,700. However, a regular Invader 2 is about $3,000. Little less cash for, not the white. Now, I mentioned bells and whistles before. This thing has a fabulous noise gate, dual master volumes, dual effects loops, and you can even control the volume of the additional gain structure that you can add with the push of a button to each of the individual channels. Meaning, when you give it a little more gain, or if you goose it, if you push in the gain button on each individual channel, you can control just the volume of that additional gain. How cool is that? So right now, let's go ahead and hear this in a real quick mix. I'm going to use the Schecter C1 EX Apocalypse baritone guitar. And you know what, for funsies, because this thing is so pedal friendly, I'm going to use a Maxon OD808 into channel 3 with the gain backed quite a ways off. However, when you goose it, it does the magic. So let's hear the magic. Now that we've heard the Invader in a mix, let's go ahead and do a playthrough. I'm just gonna go through some of the channels and twist the little knobs, push a few buttons. I will be switching over to my Gibson Les Paul Standard in standard E tuning, stock pickups, stock everything, so you can kind of get an idea of how it handles a non-drop tuned baritone guitar for some of the other tones that it has to offer. Let's do a playthrough. So what do I think? Honestly, like I said at the top of the video, this is by far one of my favorite amplifiers I have ever plugged into and that I get to use. I've actually owned this amplifier for a better part of, I think, 6 or 7 months. Then I went on tour and then I got busy, etc., etc. But ENGL were nice enough to send this out for this video, and shout out to them. They have been super, super cool. I love this amplifier, and I feel like I can do anything with this amplifier, and the only thing that really gets in my way when I plug into it is me. And I think that's the biggest compliment I could possibly give to any amplifier. I will link down below in the description if you would like to check out additional specs about this amplifier for yourself. And with that, you've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. If you enjoyed the video that you just watched, please consider subscribing. It helps me, help you, and then in turn you get more stuff to watch. And also, I have all sorts of stuff down in the description of this video. Sweetwater giveaway stuff, there's all sorts of links to all sorts of things, so consider checking that out as well if you're gonna hang. But if you don't hang, all good. I still love you.